Okay, so I'm really excited. We've got a lot to cover tonight. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody that was able to go to the Mitra Ray event, and then there was a special training with Mitra Ray. So we've got a few people who are going to share about that, and then we want to talk about the event that's coming up in a year. I know it's a year from now, but Jackie was able to go. So we want to hear from her about how great it was so we can talk the rest of you into coming. And then we want to talk about the shred. So we've only got 30 minutes to do all that in. So let's get started with the Transform 30 event that you guys got to go to with Mitra. So that would be you, Mel. Oh, she's texting me, I bet. Oh, she's muted. We can't hear you. She's muted.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my sister-in-law on. I think she's on the wrong link. So can Jim and Missy start with that?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Sorry about that.
Or Jill, you're here and Missy's not. So yep. Jill, maybe you shared some really great takeaways with me today. Would you mind sharing what you learned from Dr. Mitra Ray?
Yeah, so let me see here. I have my notes. Let's see here. So, sorry. Here we go. Yeah, she... a couple of things. Like one of them was that Mitra was talking about, and we hear this all the time, that now is the time to join our business, and you know, that we have the vehicles really with T30 or our products, the health equation. And then she talks about kind of what we just finished with the GoPro, the skill set, and then the mindset. And she uses image for the mindset, but other people may use other things. And so what I liked about that particular training was, my gosh, she talks about like confusion and poverty mentality, and that everybody's so caught up in the fact that this is sales, and like and we're all like dancing around the fact that no, it's not sales, we're sharing, and sharing is caring. And she really hit home on the fact that like it really is sales. And you have to be comfortable with that. And it's an honorable profession. And every day, she talked about, you sell yourself every day. She said, think about each conversation as like an enrollment conversation, and that either they buy your story or you buy their story. And so it kind of hit me like, yeah, she's right. And that helped me a lot to move out of this like dancing around what I'm going to say mentality. And it hit some buttons within me, and then we kind of kept throughout the training. So, for example, she talked about waking people up to not having control over their health and their wealth and their future, and that's kind of what we're giving them an opportunity to get their heads straight around health and wealth, and to get out. We're selling them a way out of today's world and out of the you know, the JOBs and the sickness, and that if people, you know, really are willing to listen, then it's the right time to do so. Of course, she mentioned certain things that I texted Reagan today, like that we hear all the time. You have to be a product of the product. Belief is everything, and there's a difference between belief, and she said that belief changes everything, but interest just kind of piques curiosity. And those people who are just interested don't stay around, but people who have solid belief, and of course we all are dealing with belief in ourselves and trying to build that, and that's very different. She talked about, Jeff Olson also mentioned gardening is the #1 hobby in the U.S., which is perfect timing for tower gardens.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then so she went into like the shred, and she talked about T30, and then they mentioned, and I don't know, Reagan, if you have more information about the health food agent. That lost me. I got lost in the HFA conversation. Don't really know what that is. Jeff seemed like he was going to unveil that soon, so I don't really know what that is. But
yeah.
And then Mel, you probably took notes. Like the verbiage that Mitra gave was awesome. She said things like, talking about taking people out of the cycle of indecision. So I wrote this down, like kick people out of it, kick people in the butt and say, and she said, seriously, say this to people. Listen, how about you start eating it and I'll educate you as we go.
Mm-hmm.
And things like, Yeah, she said things like, let me make this easy for you. Get what she say, all we need is a credit card and a shipping address. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, why can't I just do that? So
You can.
yeah, I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try. So,
No, just do it. Don't try, just do it. There's no
yeah,
try.
I think Mel has some of like the actual slides that she put up. So those were my takeaways. It was awesome.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, I agree, Jill. It was awesome. It was a fantastic event. And for me, I really think it was, so Angie, I know you just came on the line and maybe a couple of others. We're talking about
Angie.
Yeah.
Angie.
Where did she go? Hi. If you unmute yourself, we can hear you. Say hi real quick.
Hi, everybody.
You guys, this is my sister-in-law, Angie here. She's amazing. Harper and Harry want to say hi too. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay, go play. Yeah, but this is my sister-in-law. She just joined our G's Plus team. She's been taking G's Plus for years now, and I absolutely adore her. And I just think that, you know, she's out there already living a healthy lifestyle and sharing it on Facebook and with her friends, and she's getting people to come along with her. We're doing a 5 Peaks Traverse in Boulder here this summer, and she's coming, or I guess in a couple of weeks, not this summer, but on May 22nd, she's coming out and doing this huge hike with me and a bunch of my girlfriends, the Boulder Hiker Chicks, that's what we call ourselves. And no, she's just already doing it. So I just think she's going to be a great fit for what we have going. And I think she's at a place where it sounds to me like, you know, she can be really successful at this. So anyway, welcome, Angie. I love you. This is our team. This is my friend Reagan here in the red sweatshirt that's kind of leading our call. And anyway, we're talking about this training that we went to about a week ago. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, last weekend.
God, I've had a long week. Big week. But yeah, no, I love what Jill said. All those things are great takeaways. For me, it was really just Mitra's
Energy.
what do you call it? Her posture and the verbiage that she uses that fits right along with her posture of truly believing what we have here as honestly a way out of our health problems, a way out for our financial situations, a way out for, you know, just being stuck in life, you know. And I just feel like we have an amazing opportunity to help so many people, and you never know what's going on in their life, to be able to really make a difference in the world. And yeah, she gave us some great verbiage about a whole bunch of different things. I think, Reagan, you were passed along all that verbiage as well.
Yeah.
It's really Eric Worre's GoPro, which a lot of us have already studied. Angie, if you haven't read that book, GoPro by Eric Worre, it's a super short, quick little read. It's a fantastic way to kind of jumpstart your business.
Yeah, it's actually hot linked right on the front page of teamhealthybodiesusa.com.
Okay.
The Team Healthy Body, you'll see it right in the tools because we just want everybody to be able to have that. So.
Yes.
And how about you, Missy and Jim? What were your guys' takeaways from that event? You guys got to come closer so we can hear you though. They look like little people in their rocking chairs over there.
They do. They look like. Yeah.
I have your visuals if you want me to share them as you're talking.
What?
Oh,
You want me to share your visuals?
Yeah.
I don't know what she said, so I just have. I think.
He wasn't paying attention.
I'll throw in a couple things really quick. I think, you know, she hit on being very specific with your audience, whether you're talking to somebody individually, kind of knowing a little bit about them ahead of time makes a big difference, so you can talk to them specifically about their life, their whatever. I'm not even saying that correctly, but trying to understand that person a little bit before you meet with them, and be able to talk to them specifically to them. Now, a couple examples she did give were like moms talking to athletes or new customers or teammates. And all of those are fit right in there as far as what she was talking about. I think the other thing that I thought was pretty cool, keep it simple as far as the startup of new reps. She says, just sit down with them, talk to them, and educate them and try to find out let them decide what their why is and let them know that over time it's going to change. Help them set up their Facebook posts. And so it doesn't look like specifically maybe a Juice Plus post, and then create a prospect list and then set up their messaging. And he said, keep it really simple because they're going to learn as they build. And the biggest thing for them to do is to start getting clientele, whether it's customers or distributors. And I thought that was excellent.
And Missy, I'll share your visuals real quick. Can you guys see her? You want me to start here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
This was from the first, I don't have her down, lady that spoke,
Oh, yeah.
Sandy,
Uh-huh.
Kylie Tekow. And she ended up saying, one of the big takeaways I had was, don't let excuses get in your way. Make your business your priority. So I made a poster today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it.
We saw this guy climbing. He's pretty amazing. And I just thought that worked. There's no excuse. So that's one.
That's a good commitment. You're either going up or you're going down, or
And then this was from Lindsay. She said AEAE, and we all went, huh? And that's all excuses are equal.
Yeah.
And so I think fixers out there, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's disease or sad or depressed or none of your hands are free because you're doing everything with your kids or whatever, or you're bombarded by another job. All those excuses are equal, which I think means it doesn't matter who we are or what we want to use as an excuse. It then goes back to the other one. Don't let excuses get in your way. So that was that. And then I had a bunch of notes, which basically Jill and Mel and Jim have all gone over. So I think if it helps anyone, the one thing that Mitra said as far as practicing, and Jill hit on it a little bit, I wrote down everything else, I think, which was when you're trying to talk to someone about the product and you get to the end, and instead of just walking away from them, they want you to be the expert. And I think Reagan, you've spoken to this before too. So she said, let me make this easy for you. I recommend you do what I did, which is a T30 program. It'll help you with and address their pain, whatever their pain was. T30 sure helped me. The program costs under $7 a day and just under $200 a month. All we need to get started is a shipping address and your credit card. And so that's in my notes if anyone can post it up there. But I think that was the other thing that she said. It's easier to talk about prices that way rather than breaking them down. It's less than $200 a month. It's less than $7 a day, period. And don't get caught up in all of it, which I certainly did when I was starting. I was nitpicking pennies and cents and tax and shipping and what are they going to say? And it's like, get rid of that mentality of, that was the other thing she said. We all think we can't afford anything unless it's on sale. That's what we're bombarded with day in and day out on TV and ads, and we're all looking for a sale. And so that's that scarcity mentality that we can't do it if it's not on sale. And so quit nitpicking all the little prices, and this is it. It is
what it is. I mean,
yeah.
If you want the program and you want those results, this is what it costs. And quite frankly, if you've ever looked at any of the other programs that are out there, Juice Plus is the most affordable and the most healthy. So
yeah,
people will drop. They'll drop $300 to $500 a month on Jenny Craig if they really want to lose weight, and they think that that's the answer, even if they think they can't afford it. And we have such a better solution for people, whether it's for losing weight or increasing their athletic performance or you know, like Missy, you guys saw the picture of Missy there with her, you know, she is a breast cancer survivor. I love that you put that picture in there, Miss.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. You know, that she says she has peace of mind now. So we have a great option for people. So it is what it is. So awesome. So you guys,
One more thing, Reagan, one more thing. The other thing too is if they look at you and they say, well, you know, it's one of those things, or it's a pyramid scheme or something like that. One thing Mitra said was, just look at them and say, you know, it sounds like there's a story here. Tell me a little bit about the story, and open it up for them to tell you why, you know, about their bad experience or whatever, versus going into trying to tell them, well, we're not, this is why, and everything else, which I thought was excellent.
yeah.
Sounds like a story.
That's a GoPro skill. We just covered that. So there it is in action right there.
Yeah.
Reagan, question.
Yeah.
So thank you all, first of all, for being there for us and for giving us this great information. Missy, that wording that you just used that Mitra said, I only got a little bit of it. Is there any way you can post that maybe on the Facebook page?
Mhm.
Yep, I'll do that tomorrow.
That sounds really cool. It was when, let me make this easy for you. That was that, and that's about all I got. So
Yeah.
All we need is a shipping address and your credit card.
Yeah, I've got it written down, so I'll just copy it and post it.
okay, great. And then Jill, you mentioned image. Did you mean the seminar image, or did you mean something that she does image?
Image.
No, yeah, image, Bob Samara, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Transform 30, you guys excited about Transform 30? Those of you that got to go and hear about that the whole weekend of Mitra?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yes,
So
definitely.
good.
Don't you think that if people aren't sharing Transform 30, they're making their business harder?
I would
Sure.
agree.
It's just so easy.
Yeah. Yeah. She talked about that it's so much easier to sell a program because people are looking for programs. And
Right.
that made a whole lot of sense to me.
Awesome. Okay, so let's real quick, and Jackie, we're going to have you wrap it up in a minute, but let's talk about the shred really quick because people are like, what the heck is the shred?
Yep.
And so we're starting a shred. So does anybody that went, any of you guys want to share what the shred is?
I started mine the next day.
Me too. I did too. I was like, I want that.
What's the shred, girls? Well, what is it?
Well, basically what it is a Transform 30 condensed into a 10-day challenge. And she basically says in the Transform 30, you know, you reduce artificial sweeteners, you reduce coffee, you reduce, or, you know, caffeine, you reduce alcohol. And in this program, it is no alcohol, no caffeine, no dairy, no gluten, but it's just 10 days. That's it.
That's right.
And then you see what happens. And so it's basically the same as Transform 30, but just
Really doing it.
ratchet it up. And it works, you guys. Garrett and I are doing it together, and just our mental clarity and energy. And yeah, we're seeing changes in our body, but I think the way that we feel is absolutely insane. Like, it's so good to actually do all of it at once is really, really great. So
And I think the added addition to that is you get done with the 10 days and then you keep on Transform 30 the next 30. But you can decide whether you're going to hit it hard again for another 10 days and another 10 days, or if you've done the 10 and now you're ready to just kind of maintain and keep that going without being quite as, you know, are you going to have a glass of wine at night or something like that?
Yeah, and I love that they said you can do 10 days is only one weekend. It's just one weekend.
yeah.
I saw that. That was good.
I just have a question about how that transitions to, you know, like if you're having, because obviously when somebody's buying these, right, it's a 4-month supply.
Right.
So how are you I don't know, how is that transition happening? Because I can see people going, okay, so I'm buying 4-month of product, but I'm only doing 10 days.
So here's the thing, and Mitra talked about this over and over and over again, and she actually had to say it out loud over and over and over again. She's like, it's a 10-day program or a 30-day program or a 120-day program, whatever it is, that's the program. Juice Plus products come in a 4-month supply. They allow you to pay monthly.
Great.
But if they're going to do the shred, they're obviously going to get their capsules for 4 months. How much complete are we selling them?
Well, you can ask them, look, after you do the shred, you obviously don't want to go back to the way you were. Did you want to keep kind of going and maybe, you won't be as intense, but keep going with that for the next 30 days or the next 120 days. I always try to get people to match up their complete, a box per month. They get 4 boxes. So they pay for a box per month for the 4 months, because I know they're going to eat those shakes anyway, and I want them to have them. And what's the worst that can happen is they don't eat 2 shakes a day. They eat maybe 1 shake a day, and it lasts them a little longer and we delay their shipment. But much better than them running out and needing it.
Yeah.
They're going to eat the shakes. So some people are like, oh, I'm just going to do for sure, just the 30. I'm going to see how I feel, because people are skeptical. I'll order them 1 box. But man, you better check in with them on week 2, because you're going to need to put the order in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's the way that we want the shred to work, though, you guys. If you haven't taken the time to go and look through the PDF packet that I put together, I did a flyer for you and a flyer for you can use to send out to anybody you want. There's graphics in the folder for you to put up on Facebook or whatever you want. And we're going to be putting more in our Healthy Bodies Transformation. But you saw that some of these girls were barely sales coordinator. They went senior sales coordinator in 1 month. Why do you think that was?
Because people have results and then they join their team.
Yeah, people joined their team. People brought their other friends in. And, how many of you guys say to your girlfriends, hey, I'm going to do this 10-day detox shred. Why don't you do it with me? Most people are looking for something right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a great way to get them all exposed to that. Everybody's excited. It's fun. It's shred. It's cool. So I would say for you guys to say, look, I'm going to do a shred yourself. I'm doing a shred. Melanie's doing a shred.
Mm-hmm.
Missy's doing a shred, Vicky's whatever, right? And go and invite a big group of people to say, hey, why don't you join us? We're starting on May 19th together. You can start before if you want. But the reason why we did May 19th is because after Mel and I talked about it, we thought, okay, we need a week to kind of build for it, you guys. So you've got this week to really build for it. And then you've got a week to, you got to get their orders placed. It's going to take them about 5 to 7 days to get their order. Okay. So that's a great place for you to get them a starter set of just 1-in-1 capsule for about 5 to 7 days of your supply. So we give them a gentle introduction so they don't go into a massive detox. Okay. And then on May 19th, you've got them put in our Facebook group. And then the key to this is you guys are touching base with them, whether it's a phone call, a text, a Facebook message, whatever it is, a couple of times, 2-3 times a day, like, hey, did you get your shake this morning? I drank my shake this morning. And so we want to be touching them. And so it's 10 days of intense customer care for the people you bring in your shred. Okay. And your goal is that they have a great experience and that they're loving it. And that you're also a place for them to say, I kind of feel icky today, or gosh, I kind of screwed up and had a glass of wine, or you did. You say, oopsies, had a glass of wine, right? Hit it hard again tomorrow. So we want to all be posting. So it's not just me posting in Healthy Bodies Transformation. If you guys want to use our group, you might as well, because then we can all be in there and putting our own before and after pictures in, right?
Yeah.
So you get them to give you a before picture and get permission, or have them post it up. Okay. But we want them talking in the group. We want to be talking to them through the group and posting our own flaws and our own fun. Okay, flaws and fun, all right, in their group. Yeah. And let's just kick butt for 10 days, you guys, and see what happens. And let's see how many shredders we can get. Let's get this big shred group together, okay?
So can we do the shred like ahead of time and then just post later? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just thinking that weekend is graduation weekend, and I'm probably going to need some wine because I'm going to be really sad. As I get ready to send my son away.
I'm allowing myself a glass of wine because I'm really sad. Why can't you?
You can totally, yes. We want to know that people are not perfect, because we're not going to be perfect in all of this. Right. We're just going to try to go hard for 10 days.
Weekend.
It'll be that one weekend. That's okay.
Bad weekend. Every day I messed up to start.
Yeah. So let's have fun with it. Let's see how many people we can get. And let's check in, you guys. Let's be pretty vocal on our team Facebook group as well to say, hey, I've got so many shredders or whatever. How many shredders we get? Okay. And let's just shred our business as well, which I think is going to be super fun.
Yes.
Now, are we going to have a special Facebook place just for the shred?
We're going to just use our customer care group we already have, because a lot of the people I already have committed already did a Transform 30 and they're in that group. So they are ready to kind of redo it, or I've got people that are just coming into that and they've kind of got the gentle introduction and then they're hitting it in the middle of it for 10 days of being perfect, but they're planning on continuing on. So, we can wake up a few of the people that have been in there. If you've got people in that group, it's a great time to reach out to them.
And this is on the Team Healthy Bodies USA?
This is Healthy Bodies Transformation. It's our customer care group.
Okay.
So if you guys have questions on that, Voxer me, Facebook message me. I want to turn this now over to Miss Jackie, so just real quick, there's a event, which was perfect timing because we just did the 7 steps, the GoPro steps. And then there was the most powerful women in network marketing event that was in Las Vegas. And Jackie was smart enough to buy a ticket and go with a group of fun friends of hers. And then we had a few other team members go, and so did Jennifer, and they were all blown away. And what it is it's the top income earners, some of the very, very top income earners that are basically sharing everything that they know. And it was what, Jackie, 2.5 days, 3 days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 days.
I'll let you kind of take it from there and tell us what you did at the very last night too.
Yeah, so I have to say this is probably the best training I've ever been to. It was so good. So I just have to tell everybody that if you can go next year, go, or Eric Worre does a big event in December, try and go to that, either one. But, one thing that he did say at closing, he said, you always want to get to your company's conference, of course, but, and if you had to choose between the two, always choose your company's conference. But if there's anything that you can do to get to an event like this, I would absolutely say go, because it totally blew my mind. I have 12 pages of notes and I won't go through all of that, but I tried to condense it into one page just to kind of hit some of the points. I think a lot of the stuff that they were saying is stuff that we've all heard before, but maybe they said it in a different way or explained it in a different way that really kind of hit home. But all of the speakers that were there were 7-figure earners. So like all of them earning over $1 million a year, not just like 6 figures. So it was pretty incredible. But there were consistent messages across the board from all of these people. And so I think that I'll just look at my notes and kind of go through some of the stuff. And I'll try and talk fast because I know we're kind of wrapping up here.
You know what? You're fine. You just take the time you need. We are all waiting to hear. So
okay, okay. So one of the first things is this business is not a matter of having the time. It's a matter of making a decision, because we're all busy. There's moms, there's people with full-time jobs, there's people that are trying to do this full-time, but it's anybody that wants to do it will find the time to do it. And so it's really just about making that decision that this is what you want and this is what you want to go after. It's a simple business, but it's not an easy business. We all have to work hard to get what we want to get. You can't create a 7-figure income with a 10-cent habits. I loved that. I was
that's awesome.
It's so good, because we have people coming into this industry and just think that it's going to happen overnight, and it's not like that. You have to really work hard and make the time for it. You either have to shrink your goals or you have to increase your work effort. You might not like doing everything that you have to do, but you have to do everything. So, making phone calls might not be what you like to do, or getting on social media, or having one-on-one meetings or 3-way calls, whatever it is. There's things that you're going to like and things that you're not going to like, but you have to do everything. And there are some things that you're going to be better at, and you need to find what works best for you and do that. There was one woman that gave an example of she was a single mom working full-time. The only time she had to do her business was on her lunch break. She scheduled a meeting every single day on her lunch break with somebody different for 3 months. And that was how she found the time. So you just have to find what works for you in your life and make that work, but you have to do all the stuff. Success is on the other side of fear. So be willing to be bad long enough to get good.
I love that.
Yeah, that was one of the things I really loved, that, you know, you might have your first 20 events when you're doing the presentation and you're terrible at it, but keep doing it because you're eventually going to get good at it. Or you might be terrible the first 100 phone calls you make to somebody, but just keep doing it because the more you practice, the better it's going to get. You have to make short-term sacrifice for long-term success. And this was one of the things that really hit home with me because I thought, God, I just don't have time. I don't know when I'm going to do this, but something's got to give. And they said that at our Juice Plus conference too, that hit me there, is that it's, you know, the time's not just going to fall into your lap. You have to figure it out. You have to schedule it. You have to make the time, and you have to, you know, make that sacrifice. You know, it might be a year worth of sacrifice, but it's going to be worth it in the end for that long-term success. You have to have massive action in order to be successful. Massive action is what it was consistent from all of them. You have to be calling people and talking to people, and, you know, if you use social media, but you just have to have that massive action all the time. And you don't have time to have a bad day. You have time to have a bad moment, but take that moment and then put it aside, because if you want to be extremely successful, you don't have time to have a bad day. And once you lose that time, you don't get it back. Let's see. Don't waste time helping people that don't want to work. I thought that was kind of interesting because, you know, we all get people on our teams that, you know, are like, well, I'll just come on and I really want to do this. And then after 6 months, they're not doing anything. And you just want to keep kind of pulling them in. And they said, don't spend your time on that. Take an inventory of the team that you have, touch base with them. If, you know, if they want to go for it, then you work with them and help them go for it. But if, you know, if they're not ready, then say that's okay and move on. Find somebody that wants to work as hard as you want to work. And create a team that doesn't need you. You want to create actions that, you know, obviously we're in our business, we need to duplicate ourselves. And so you want to create people on your team that don't need you, that can go out and create more people to duplicate, basically. Marry the process and divorce the result. Your no does not determine my destiny. So, you know, get really good at the process. You're going to get a lot more no's than you get yeses. This one mom told this story toward the end, that she was so excited about her network marketing business, and she went over to a good friend of hers who was in the cul-de-sac with her and was all excited sharing the business. And the mom just looked at her, pushed the products back across the table and said, you need to go get a real job. That's what real moms do for their kids, you know, or something like along those lines. And she was like, that was the day I decided I was going to be $1 million earner, and look at me now. And so she said, you know, you have to take those responses from people and put them in a box and move on and just keep going. Because obviously that didn't set her back. You just have to keep after it.
Jackie, what did you say? Your no doesn't determine my what?
Your no doesn't determine my destiny.
Thank you.
You have to have confidence. If you explain yourself, then you devalue your self-worth. So don't feel like you have to explain yourself to people as to why you're in this business. One woman said that, you know, she always had people coming up to her saying, oh my gosh, you're so busy. And she just smiled and said, yes. And that's it. She's like, just don't feel like you need to explain yourself to people. And then people are buying you. They're buying that relationship with you, and not necessarily just the product. So this business really is about relationships. And then another thing that I really learned in listening to all these people is that I really do think that we have the best product. I know obviously that wasn't part of the conference, but just listening to all the different stuff, I really, really do. You know, I think that that's something that we have to be proud of. And that was something, you know, that we easily took away from it, is that, you know, there are a lot of successful people in this industry, but I think that we really do have the best product. And then what the last thing, there's this woman who was my favorite speaker. I want to be her best friend. She was so good and she was so funny. And she said, "Get your ask in gear." I loved that too. So that was my that was my 1-page wrap up of my 12 pages of notes.
Well, Jackie, you just feel free to make as many box of messages for us as you can around the nation, because that alone right there, we could have had you just do the whole call. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I took a lot of pictures of slides. I mean, there's some, like, they walked us through some different step-by-step things, and I have a bunch of pictures of slides and stuff, so I can kind of share more of it.
We'd love to see that.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much for being
Oh my gosh.
on the team. We just love you for that. And so I hope that everybody will want to come next year. I know so far we've got coming so far Missy, Melanie, Vicky, Jennifer Rankin. I don't know if I missed it. Audra's coming. So I hope you guys will come. It's March 2nd through the 5th. I know it's a year away, but we have to buy tickets now because we have over 100 peak team members coming. So we're all part of the team. We're going to be way over 100, I think, because everybody's asking for more tickets. And so they're normally $4.99, and because we bought 100 block, we got them for $150. So I sold the 10 that I was allotted, but I have a waiting list to get some more. If you guys want to come, Patty Benson, yeah, all of you. I know Jenna probably will have babies. How she does. But
so you guys know too, although it is called the most powerful women in network marketing, there were several men there too. I mean, like, it was definitely majority women, but there were definitely men there. And they said, you know, if you're a man, but you have women on your team, go. I mean, it's not just this big, like, you know, women thing. It's just, you know, it's really good. And I think that it's worth it for the men to go too. So
yeah.
To throw that out
Did
there.
you say it's 3 days? Because, like, the 2nd through the 5th, that's 4 full days, right?
No, so it starts Thursday night at 6 on the 2nd. And then so then you're all day Friday, and then what time did you get done Saturday, Jackie?
We started at 9. We had a morning session and then an afternoon session. We were done at 5, and then the party starts at 8.
And tell us about the party, because that's why all the girls are excited.
Yeah, the party was so fun. So they have a different theme every year for the party, and this year it was Lady in Red. And so everybody wore red, and it was actually, there was like a couple men that were in like red suits, which was really funny. But yeah, it was just a ton of fun. You just go and they have food and drinks, and, you know, they have a DJ. And so you just go and dance, and it was a blast. Yeah. A good excuse just to get dressed up and fancy. And yeah, we had a lot of fun.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah. So we're coming in on the 2nd, and we're leaving on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, and I know a few of us already have our airfare and hotel booked. Melanie and I booked in today for just a little over $600, and that included 3 nights and airfare. So that's not very much, you guys. If you get it now, and when I talked to Bree and Peggy, they said that they noticed the closer they got, because they got their tickets a long time ago, that the room rates went up. Of course they did, right? And the airfare went up. Of course they did. So I'd say come, but, you know, again, like Jackie said, don't not come to our April conference. Right. I mean, you come only if you're coming to both of our conferences. But I think if you come, just being in this whole bubble of these women that are successful and being around all of, you know, our greater peak people that really want to do something with their business, it's going to be a blast. And then Jennifer's going to try to do a lunch for us on Friday. So that'll be really fun to see how many people we have. You know,
that was another fun part is Lauren Slocum did a lunch for all the Juice Plus people that were there. And so that was kind of cool because we all just like spread out throughout the room and just sat with whoever. And so it was kind of cool just to meet new people and who's in our business and that kind of thing. So
yeah, I think Lauren had about 200 of her own team there.
Wow.
I know. And they're coming from Australia and everything.
How many people were there total?
I think it was about 3,000.
Wow.
People were there, and next year they said I think the sellout point is 6,000, and they're like just in that day when they opened up the 100-pack tickets, they sold like several thousand just there.
Yeah, it'll be sold out soon. So if you guys want a ticket, I need you to go on our Facebook group page and put your name in for the waiting list, and so I can let Jennifer know if we can get more tickets at that discounted price, which I think we can. That you want one. Okay, so I've got one person on the waiting list right now, and I'm expecting we'll get a few more. So don't just think of you, think of your team members. You know, room with your team members. You can put 4 girls in a room. Not that much money.
And it's the Mirage Hotel?
Stay at the Mirage. Yeah, if you can stay at the Mirage, stay at the Mirage, because that's where the event is.
Are they
All right.
taking reservations for rooms there now for the event?
Yeah, I booked through Expedia today. Yeah. So all in. And Jackie, you're all in already too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would miss it. Like, it was so good. I just can't even it was so good.
So excited.
It's really hard. And, you know, there was a live stream of it. I think I have access to that for like a couple weeks, but I don't know if anybody here got that, but yeah, there's like a recording of it out there somewhere. There are some speakers were better than others, but I mean, some just like blew you away. Like, I could listen to some of those women like all day long. I mean, it was incredible. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. I know we went over, we normally don't, but thank you guys for taking the time. Jackie, thank you so much. And everybody else that shared about Mitra, you guys, thank you so much. Let's shred it. Let's shred our business. Let's go. And let's get our network franchises super successful. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
everybody.
Jackie. That was amazing.
Yay.
Jackie, great job. Wow.